People care enough to point out and continuously talk about your flaws and your problems, but no one actually cares enough to actually help you do anything about them or even to try and understand them. The things you are telling me, I have already told myself over and over and over and over again. I don't need you constantly telling me about myself when I already know that I am those things. I have had those conversations long before anyone even saw that it was a problem, wondering why I'm this way or why I suffer from this, why I experience this problem. So you coming to me, just pointing it out, just throwing it in my face is not helping. You care enough to point out whatever problem I have, but you don't care enough to ever inquire why I might be this way. Maybe I am struggling. Maybe I do want someone to talk to. Maybe there's just one person I just want to feel important to, or I feel like I can have a deeper than surface level connection to a relationship with. But I can't even have that because you judge me based off what you can see physically, but you don't even bother looking what I could be feeling emotionally. You judge me from what you can see physically, but you don't even bother to think that there could be more going on deep down inside. It's really hard to have a relationship that's deeper than surface level. Like a lot of relationships that you have, you only really have them to help you get through a certain chapter in your life, or because you feel like you need to have them at that moment. But in the long run, it's not really gonna last. Like if you're in school, for example, you're not really gonna, the friends that you will have in school, you may think you're super good friends with them, but as soon as you leave school, you probably never talk to them again. Those relationships and those connections with people that are so deep to the point where you can believe that you can tell them your problems, your issues, they hardly ever exist. And you'll never truly know if you can rely on those people for your problems until the moment actually truly occurs, because you may think that you know, or you have a perception of someone that they'll be for you in the time that you need them, but when the time comes around, they may not reciprocate the same love or the same energy that you give to them. People may care about you, but they don't care enough to take the time to actually understand anything about you. I mean, because let's say this, everyone's perception of caring is different. For me, what's caring to me might be different to what's caring to everybody else. But what's caring to me is someone who actually takes the time to understand you and have a genuine connection with you to the point where you're both on a similar wavelength. It doesn't have to be all the time, but when you have those deep conversations, you're able to be on a similar wavelength, or at least they're truly trying to, because most people do not care to do that. People care enough to point out your flaws and your problems because it's easy. The understanding of another person is the hard part, and people just don't want to do that because, quite frankly, people would rather focus on themselves or focus on whatever they're going on. People are always going to put themselves first, which there is nothing wrong with. There's absolutely nothing wrong with putting yourself first. But they do not care enough to even put you in the top 10, 20, 30, maybe even 50. You may think you're important to someone, but if someone doesn't take the time to even try and understand you, you're not important to them. I'm sorry, but you're not. Well, not important enough anyway.